Investing in gold mining stocks and other commodity miners present physical holders of gold and silver with some special opportunities. This video will discuss how extreme profits can be made with mining stocks. As investors in physical precious metals, we often say, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. So talking about investing in gold and silver mining stocks may be taboo to some and a moneymaker for others. I'll let you decide. Also, I want every viewer to go to the comment section and share a mining or commodity stock they've purchased and liked, or one you're considering and want others to research. The year was 1981. Fashion was all about fluorescent colors and clothes and makeup, shoes, and a wide variety of other items. Lady Diana had married Prince Charles of Wales. Raiders of the Lost Ark was released. Gold had dropped from over $700 the year prior to $400. And finally, Olivia Newton-John dominated the Hot 100 for 10 straight weeks with her song, Physical. Olivia Newton-John had a special message to us stackers in that song. Let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical. Let's get into physical. Wait, what? She wasn't actually talking about buying physical silver and gold? She was talking about what? Oh heck! Well, never mind. Let's just talk about it. I mean, mining stocks. That's what we're going to talk about. As investors in physical precious metals, we often say, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. Additionally, as physical holders, we've been very frustrated by all the derivative or paper silver and gold, which the banks have been utilizing to manipulate the market, specifically prices. So talking about investing in gold and silver stocks has become somewhat of a taboo subject. But that's exactly why we're going to talk about it in this video. Why? Because being a stacker not only means stacking coins and bars. As stackers, we believe stacking starts with a mentality, a stacker's mentality. That was a shameless plug for a previous video. Okay, never mind. And quickly becomes a way of life. Stack life. Yeah, did you get that other shameless plug? Okay, never mind. Let's focus. I personally don't believe in paper metals that are not physically backed by the metal. I see those investments vehicles being kind of based on the greater fool theory, which means someone is going to get stuck holding the bag at the end. And we know the institutions protect themselves and their friends. Let what happened recently with the nickel market serve as a powerful reminder of what the quote unquote powers that be will do if things go sideways. With that said, mining stocks and ETFs can create and offer some incredible opportunities right now. The great challenge with mining stocks is figuring out where in the mining process do you want to invest and which companies should you invest in. During the 70s and 80s, which was a very high inflationary time, we saw investors use resource or commodity stocks as a hedge against inflation. I would submit to you that these vehicles have a lot of potential for us as physical investors, especially in light of our challenges around delivery issues of the physical metals, rising premiums, and high prices. Investing in mining companies is another way to potentially experience significant growth that is also leveraged. What I'm about to share is obviously not financial advice. I'm not qualified to provide it to you. So I will only share with you how I approach investing in mining companies, be it gold, silver, platinum, uranium, or gas. Like with all investments, I always ask myself a few key questions before I take any action. These questions are: have I done my research? What's my exit strategy? Which informs my actual acquisition strategy. What's my time frame and my risk tolerance? How will I actually invest in this item? And how much will I invest in the item? When I looked into mining stocks, I realized actually the first decision I had to make was between one of four ways that I felt comfortable investing in the sector, which are royalty companies, ETFs, major miners, and junior miners. Gold royalties are particularly interesting because of the way they're structured. Typically, they own multiple contracts on multiple mines, so there's a little less downside. They also are guaranteed a certain percentage of the cut no matter what. And so they're really interesting and something worth considering. ETFs, an ETF or an exchange traded fund is a commodity ETF that exists on the principal asset. They're a great way to get a collection or exposure of companies in one place. So if you invest in an actual ETF, it's important to know that you're not actually getting the underlying asset that the company is mining for or buying or whatever it is. They are very good for investors that don't know how or want to do the research into specific companies. There's a little bit of a downside, though. There are a lot of fees and commissions related to it, and the way the IRS treats it really kind of eliminates some of the benefits. Next, we get into major miners, and these are the large mining companies. They're well capitalized. They're bringing product to the market. Generally, major miners are much less risky or volatile than some of the junior miners. And the fourth are junior miners. These are miners that are somewhere earlier along the life cycle of the mining process. And frankly, they offer a tremendous amount of growth potential for investors, but they also offer a tremendous amount of risk and downside that there are a number of them that fail or they run out of money. There are a lot of challenges that come with mining stocks. So it is a very much a risk reward, and the higher the risk, the higher the reward kind of situation. And they're a vehicle that requires a lot more due diligence and research and insight because there's a lot of information that you and I just don't have access to. If you're finding this video helpful or informative, I need you to hit that like button for me. What I discovered next was a little interesting. Instead of solely thinking about juniors versus majors, I found that viewing mining companies along the continuum of the 5 stages of a mine was actually far more helpful for me. And so here is a link to the article that changed my mind for those that are interested. And I actually do encourage you to take a look because I think it's an interesting read. So on the screen here, you see a chart that has the life cycle of a mine. And very quickly, it goes from exploration, discovery, development, production, then reclamation. We're going to leave kind of reclamation off the table for the moment. But I do think that thinking about and understanding these cycles, when you start to look at companies that you're thinking about investing in, you can kind of see where they are along the life cycle and how close or far they may be from being product to the market. And that actually gives you a better sense in some ways of the level of risk and the amount of time you may have to wait for this particular mining company to perform. So very quickly, this idea of simply investing in mining stocks has become very complicated. So let's just kiss. No, not that kiss. The keep it simple, sucker kiss. One of the things I want you to consider is on the left side of the chart is where your highest risk level and rewards are. And it decreases as you kind of move to the right. Now, the other thing is, depending on your risk tolerance, I would let that determine what percentage you allocate to any companies along that continuum. 3, as you consider companies, reference this chart to help you understand the potential for up or downside. My general approach is to 1, invest the majority of my funds into well-established and hopefully high dividend paying companies. I also try to spread my money out across from exploration to production. And I try to avoid or downplay companies that are in the limelight right now. Often they have already made their move and I don't want to rush in at the end. The other thing I try to do is I listen to a lot of experts and I try to triangulate information about the company, meaning I try to find multiple people that are talking about it and recommending it as a way of confirming some of my work. 5th, I want you to do your homework. I do my homework and then I trust my assessment and I just hold my position. I feel no need to move in and out because if I've done all my homework and I've picked a solid company, then I just got to sit back and enjoy the ride, so to speak. Mining stocks and commodity stocks have generally been below average performers for a very long time. They've been beaten down and they offer a tremendous amount of upside. Quote, for many investors, the plunge since mid-2015 in the price of oil was the proverbial last straw, and they are tempted to get out of this sector altogether. And now we're starting to see people actually come back to this sector. I'm in these stocks because history shows us that these types of stocks have a long, strong history of rising with inflationary trends, which then gives us the ability to hedge against inflation, put our dollar somewhere, and have the potential for leveraged growth. While physical is my bread and butter, I can tolerate a little bit of volatility for the upside that these stocks give me. For example, $100 may get me around 3 ounces of silver. It also can get me 18 shares of Endeavor Silver, which is currently up 22% in my portfolio. That's what I mean by the leveraged opportunities. And who knows where that stock is going to go. As we wrap up, some of you have asked me privately, what are some of the mining and commodity stocks I've purchased recently? Again, this is not financial advice, but here are the ones that I really love and been some of my best performers. Fortuna Silver, Endeavor Silver, Vale, Hecla Mining, Uranium Energy Corp, CDEV, Denison Miners, DNN, DRRSF, Encore Energy, Surge Energy. Those are the ones that I've really enjoyed and have performed well. Do what you like with that information. And always remember, you must own your own results. All right, again, I really want to see the comment section light up in this video. I want everyone to share a mining or commodity stock that they have purchased or they like or considering and want to share with others. If you found this information and this video informative or helpful, please make sure you subscribe so you can eventually join this community and not miss out on any of the critical information we put out as stackers. Our comment shout out goes to DS. In response to the video, just a few more ounces and then I'll stop. DS wrote, I might have a small case of Germ. For those that don't remember, gotta have real money. Started out treating it with a few ounces of silver monthly. Low dosage wasn't doing the trick, so I upped my dosage to 10-ounce bars. After a couple of years, my symptoms weren't going away, so I moved on to stronger stuff, gold. Gold does the trick, but the copay premiums are hard to swallow. Wife isn't too happy with the treatment, but until there's a cure, we must endeavor to preserve. Love that comment, my friend. And then I, of course, had to respond, doctor says, sometimes we develop a tolerance towards the treatment and we have to use more aggressive interventions like gold. Proceed as you are, monitor, and let me know if the symptoms persist. For now, subscribe to Stackers University, watch videos, and symptoms should become manageable. Thank you for your comment, my friend. I really do appreciate it. That brings us to the end, folks, and you know how we always end it. Always stack smarter and never stop learning.